Okay guys, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Waalaikumsalam sir.
Okay, alright, I think we shall start our lesson today lah for the introduction on how to use the LTM software. So I'm hoping that all of you has already download and install the software to your personal computers or laptops. So that it will be easier for you to try while we go through this set of instruction on how to use this Altium. Okay. Alright. So these notes I have already uploaded them in the VLE, so you may refer to that note for your future reference lah. Okay. Where can um, download you can refer back to the steps that are listed down here so that you can when you are sitting down for your first task of your assignment, so you can refer back to these notes as well as this video that I'm recording now, because I'm recording this session where I will upload it later in the e-learning as well, so you can use them for your reference lah. Alright. Okay, so this is week 2. We are on the exercise on drawing schematic diagram using LTM CAD. Okay, so I'll share my screen here. Okay, you guys can see, guys? Can you see my
Yes.
screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So these notes are credited to Mr. Muklis and Mr. Ismail Adam, Sir Ismail Adam. So this is the notes that they have been using for what we call it, short courses of Altium Designer. Okay, so on the course of basic course that they did for teaching people on how to use Altium Designer. But we found that this set of notes are very helpful. Okay. So why we are using Altium? The first reason is because this software is widely used in skill competition for national and international level. Okay, so we have a lot of competition which are available throughout our country, throughout our nations. Okay, our region as well as the world part lah. We have Malaysian skill, Asian skill, world skill for designing and developing electronic and electrical circuitries lah. Alright, so the basic design of the PCB board are widely used software used for designing them are Altium. Okay, so that is why we also use Altium as well. Okay, and then it is widely used in larger scale of electronic industry. Okay, because yes, the software is very helpful basically, right? And then it has high flexibility in terms of designing. Okay, what does flexibility means? Means that you can change anytime you want in designing the PCB board, and then you can manual change the features and characteristics of your board on the software as well. So that is very they are very good features of Altium lah. Okay, so that is why we are using Altium our for our subject, this printed circuit design. Okay, so the outcome of this course where things which is expected to be with you lah. Okay, apa yang you akan dapat from this course. Okay, where the trainers should be able to draw a schematic in Altium with the use of Altium standard library. Okay, so here if you look at this statement here, there are two things that you will be having after completing this course. Okay, the first one on how to draw the schematic using the software, and then the second one is how to make sure that you know how to use the library of the software. We have lots of libraries where we can download for our perusal lah. Okay, for example, the one that I've told you to look for the library Winter 07. So that is one of the library. Alright, but we'll be using them lah. Okay, but other than that, basically you can find a lot more, a lot packages of libraries which are available online lah. But we are only using library Winter. Okay, so this will be your desktop layout, the default desktop layout of your software. So you may open them now lah. So now I am opening mine, the Altium Designer. So let it load. It will take about 5 to 10 seconds for the software to completely load lah. Okay, just let it load. Alright, and then the required document. Okay, this is important because these are the document, list of documents which are needed for you to submit to me for all of your assessments. Most of your assessments, you have to submit these 3 things. Okay, these are the basic things that should be submitted together. If you are missing one, then you'll be missing some marks lah. Okay, so the first one is .prjpcb, the second one is .schdOc, the third one is the PCB-DOC. Okay, so I'll tell you later. I'll tell you a little bit what are these 3 documents are. Okay, so this is mine. I'm removing this first. Close project. Okay. Alright, so basically you'll be something here lah. Okay, there are 3 tabs here on the bottom left hand side of the software. You can choose from files, projects, or navigator. Normally you'll be here on the project tabs, where this is where all of your design will be placed. You can easily find them here lah. But if you want to start a new project, then go to files, then these are the types of things that you can do. How to open a document, open a project, and then creating new projects. Okay, new from existing file, new from template, and so on lah. There are many options here. Okay, alright. So this is the basic, the default layout of the software. So you should have this one like this too lah, right? And then, okay, about this required document, the .prjpcb stands for project PCB. So this will be your, what we call it as the top hierarchy, okay? The name of the project. Okay, so you can name anything that you are using for referring to what task you are doing lah. For example, task 1. So task1.prj.pcb. Okay. And then under this project, you have 2 files. The first one is .schematic document, the schematic circuit that you'll be designing. The second one is your .pcb document, which is your PCB board. Okay, so the schematic document is the arrangement of the software that you are designing on your PCB board. On your, what we call it, on some sort of your breadboard lah, lebih kurang. Okay, and then for your PCB board, that is the green board, the one that you'll be printing out for your design. The circuit that you have designed, and then you want to print them out into PCB layout. So this will be the output. Okay, so initially you'll be doing the first 2, the project and the schematic document for today. And then for next class, we will continue with the PCB document. So basically these 3 things, they are the files which is important for you when you are submitting all of your assessments. Okay, so make sure you have all of them. Okay, so now we are creating our first new project. Okay, so this is basically an old version of Altium. So you might not be able to find some of the some of the instruction as shown in the diagram lah. But never mind, I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So we are creating a new project and then we are saving them into your folders and then starting a new schematic. Right, so what you have to do is basically you go to file and then click on new and then click on project. Okay, so here you will have the project types, the project templates, the name of the project, the location, and the project kind. So for the project type, you just choose on the PCB project. And then the templates, just choose default, okay, because the templates are basically the size of the types of board that you'll be designing. So just ignore them as for now lah, because later on we can what we call it, we can change the templates during your design. Okay, so click on default and then name project PCB project 1. Okay, I'll be creating a new example. So this is our first session. I'll name it as exercise 1. All right, and then create project folder. Okay, now here the browse location, this is up to you where you want to browse them, where do you want to store them, install them, no, install, save them. Okay, so for me, I'll go into this location that I've been using before. I'll just create a new folder for semester 1 2001. Okay, and then I select this folder where this file of exercise 1 will be saved. So for this one, that is up to you. Just make sure that whatever you are choosing this path of your locations is they are easily accessed lah. Means that you senang nak cari balik nanti. Okay, jangan nanti you choose this path and you choose your path and then when you try to find it back later on, then you tak jumpa. Okay, you couldn't find them, so problem dah pula nanti. Okay, might be that you want to store them on your desktop only. Okay, so create a folder. Okay, contoh browse. You go to your desktop. Okay, create a folder here. Okay, for example okay, I'll do it here lah, SEM121. So this is on my desktop, so select folder, so I will save it here. Okay, and then click on OK. Alright, so you'll have your exercise1.prjpcb here. So you have your first file of .prjpcb already. Okay, which is here, but there are no document added yet lah. Kita belum buat schematic, kita belum buat PCB, so there are no documents yet. Okay, so save them first. Go to file and then save project as desktop SEM121 exercise 1. The name is exercise1.prjpcb and then I'll click save. Already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Make sure you save them, just to make sure that they are there. Okay, so then I'll check for the file that for the project file that I just saved just now. So here, SEM1 2001. I'll click on it and then I will find the exercise 1 folder here. So this is my file that the project file that I've been created, and the one that I've I have saved just now. Okay, so make sure when you save your works, when you save all of your project, your PCB or your schematic, later on you save it into your folder where it is easily for you. It is easily for you to find them and easily for you to access them. Okay, so that is fine for me. Okay, I'll just change the. It's okay lah. I'll just save it there lah. Okay. Now, Once you are done with that, you have your first file already, your project file. Now you are about to create your second file, which is, what is it? Okay, the schematic document lah. For today, we will do until schematic document. So what you have to do, you go to file, new, and then click on schematic. So there are various ways of you to open your schematic lah. Either you can go to file, new, click on schematics, or you can go to this file tabs here and then click on schematic sheet, new schematic sheets. Okay, so you can use either way. Alright. Okay, just make sure nanti you tengok dekat tab ni, the project file is missing. Don't worry, just click back your project tabs. So it is still here. Okay, make sure you are on the correct tabs lah. Kalau you salah tab, then you will not you couldn't find your project. Okay, so new schematic. Alright, so you'll be having your first schematic here, and then down here under the source document, you have the sheet1.schematic document now. Okay, so we save them first. Okay, file save as under the same project, and then use the same name lah. Okay, so I'll go to file, save as, and then I'll name it as exercise 1. Okay, so just name them equally lah, so that it's easier for you to find them later on. Okay, now as you can see under my project PCB of exercise 1, I have one schematic document named exercise 1 as well. Okay, as well as on top of here. Alright. Then use library to draw schematic. Okay, so this is your first approach on how to use the libraries. So how do you find them? Okay, I have already saved everything. You just go on the most left hand side of the software. You can find another three tabs. You have now you have 4 tabs here: files, projects, navigator, and the schematic filters. But just make sure you are on the project tab. And then you have another 3 tabs on the most right hand side of the software. You can find the favorites, clipboard, and libraries. So click on library. Okay, so defaultly you should have these 2 library, the miscellaneous devices and miscellaneous connectors. So devices are all the components that are available by default for this software. Okay, for example, if you are looking for resistor, just type on RES. So you have here a resistor, and then you can see the what we call it, the symbols of the components down here. Okay, right, you can see, okay, resistor 1, resistor 2, types of resistor that you'll be using lah. Okay, so that is an example on how to look for your devices. So there are a lot of devices here you can find. Okay, diode, okay, MOSFETs, LED, resistor, transistor, everything is in here. Okay, so that is for miscellaneous devices. Another one is your miscellaneous connectors. Okay, for example, your header, your connectors to connect between 2 different schematic, for example, so you may find them here lah. Okay, so let's say you are missing these 2 libraries, so don't worry, you may what we call it, install them. Okay, you may install them here. For example, if you don't have these 2 libraries, you just click on libraries, and then these available libraries will windows will pop out like this. Okay, so let's say if these two libraries are not available in this area here, means that you don't have any libraries yet. Okay, so what you have to do is, okay, just locate where you install the software. Okay, and then make sure that you look for this, this folder here, Altium AD17 library. Okay, so you may browse them here. So normally it will be defaultly installed into under the user of your personal laptops lah. So for me, it is under my name. Okay, user of Izwan, and then public documents, and then Altium. So I'll show you how to look for this folder. So just open your, let's say you are open your PC, right? And then goes for, what is it? Users, public document, and then Altium. Okay, so you go to local C, click on users, and then public. Okay, so click on public, public, and then public documents, and then you have your Altium libraries folder here. Okay, so click on Altium, you'll find this AD17 and then the library. Okay, so you should see these two things, miscellaneous connectors and the miscellaneous devices. Alright, so make sure you have these two lah. This will be automatically installed with your software basically, but might be that when you are installing them, you might be missing this part of installing the library. So you can look for them here. Alright, and then what you have to do is just install them lah. Okay, so I'll show you how. I remove these two, so now I have no libraries. So when I click on my libraries, I have no libraries already because I remove both of them. Okay, so I'm installing these two libraries again. So just make sure that the path relative to the library is selected at the correct one lah. So I'm selecting the library here. Okay, so user public document Altium AD17 library. Okay, and then install from file. You click on miscellaneous devices, open, then it is here now. So under my libraries tab here also, I can find the devices already. Alright, and then I'll be adding another one, install from files, and then miscellaneous connectors, and then open. Now this is my second library for the connectors. So already installed, they are available under my libraries as I can check them here. Okay, devices are there, connectors are here. Okay, so now that is how you install your library if it happens that it is not installed together when you install the software. Okay, miscellaneous Motorola. Okay, standard Altium library. This is Winter Online microchip microcontroller. Okay, so if you look at these steps here, they are basically on how to what I've just shown you just now lah. Okay, now we try to look for the same libraries here, the microchip microcontroller 8-bit, or we are looking for we looking for the first one lah, which is the Motorola. I'll expand a little bit. Motorola power management voltage regulator. Okay, so you click on libraries, install from files. Okay, so you will not be finding anything here. Okay, the reason why, because the library is not the standard library. Only the standard library are listed down here because they are the standard components and connectors which are supposedly installed together when you install them. Okay, for example, this Motorola power management voltage regulator is a library that you can find under your library Winter 09. Okay, that's why I've told you on the previous class, as well as in my forum on how to install the software, you should look for this library Winter. Okay, because this library Winter has all of the libraries that we'll be using for our subject. Alright, so I click on library Winter. Okay, I'll show you again. Install from file, and then just look for the folder of the library Winter. So make sure you store it somewhere. For example, you letak dia dekat desktop ke, okay? Alright. Macam for me, I have copy and paste them under the folder of library which I created lah. I'm the one who created this library lah. But basically, I can easily just I'll show you an easiest way. Okay, let's say saya pastekan the okay, consume time lah pula, but tak apalah, kita tunggu sekejap. I'm pasting the library Winter on my desktop. So I'll show you on how to install the library so that you can use them lah. Okay, before I forget, this tab here, sometimes you might be missing them. The reason why, because you accidentally click on this close tab here, close. Okay, to close the tab of this, okay, this one pangkah ni. Okay, when you accidentally close this tab of libraries by choosing this symbol here, meaning that you will remove them from the tab. Maksudnya dia dah tak ada library sini. Normally, if you want to pop them out or to keep them back, just click on the tabs, okay? Klik, dia keluar. Klik balik, dia tutup. But sometimes you terlupa. Okay, for example, now I accidentally cross them. Now, the library tabs are missing. Okay, so don't worry. You just go to view desktop layout and then click on default. It will come out again. It will pop up again. Okay. Okay, just cancel out everything that pop out. And then this is the libraries tab just now that you have accidentally deleted. Alright, so don't worry, kalau hilang jangan takut, jangan apa, just follow my step just now. Okay, I cancel out again, view desktop layout, and then default. Then it will come out again lah. Just cancel out these two. Okay, this is my libraries. So, okay, so this is my library Winter. Okay, so I will be installing the libraries of library Winter. So it is, I'm not using this this path anymore. I'm going to my desktop. So this is my library Winter, and then select the folder and then okay. Okay, so what I did just now is just to make sure that I am directing the software Altium into the correct path of where I have paste my library Winter folder. Okay, but this is not installing them yet. This is just give them the address. Okay, kita bagi dia alamat sahaja. To install, you still have to click install. Click from file. Install from file and then goes to your desktop. Library Winter, look for Motorola. Basically, under Library Winter, you will see folders of microchips, electrical and electronic components punya company sebenarnya. Okay, Altera, you have what else? Okay, most of them are international lah. Of course, kita tak pernah dengar. So example, I'll show you yang ada dekat Malaysia lah. Okay, Freescale, Fairchild. Alright. What else? Okay. Motorola. So this is Motorola, NEC, Osram, Philips, Samsung. Okay, we have lots of companies. Okay, Toshiba, which are basically you should get you are familiar with lah. Okay, so these folders, list of folders in Library Winter are the folders of companies footprint and libraries for designing your project and using their libraries. Okay, kita guna library yang digunakan oleh company-company ni lah. Okay, so now we want to have our Motorola Power Management Voltage Regulator. So just go to Motorola and then go look for the Power Management Voltage Regulator. Voltage reference, okay, this one, Motorola Power Management Voltage Regulator.int library. So open and then you have them installed here. So now click on close. Under your library you have 3 libraries: devices, connectors and the Motorola Power Management. So that is how basically you use the Library Winter folder to find for your library of the company of the components that are instructed for you lah. Okay, I'm the one who will be instructed later on what component to use, so you have to look for them. Okay, company apa and everything, what are the components, regulator, voltage regulator, bridge rectifier or whatever, so you may find them in here. Alright. Okay, so we have reached until this part. Okay, we have here microchip, microcontroller 8-bit. Okay, so that you can do this by yourself lah. Okay, the same way. Okay, so this is another way of installing the library. You look for the what we call it, the name of the components. Okay, so there are steps here, but I don't think this will consume time basically, this method here. But there are some times when you are designing, you are unable to look for the component that you want to use. So if you know the name of the component, so you can use these steps lah. Okay, but as far as I'm concerned about our subject, this is not necessary for you lah, because I will be telling you what is the components company's name and the name of the component, so you just directly find as how I've shown you just now. Okay, but this is a way for looking for the library if you only know the component's name, including their numbers. For example here, 18F4550. Okay, but you don't know the company's name and everything, so you can use this method. Okay, so just ignore them for now lah. I don't think you'll be using them lah. Okay. Okay, to draw schematic, to place wire, select place and then wire. To use net label, go place and then net. Port, place port. To place power port, VCC and ground, click on the icon. So this is the step, not really steps lah. Information for you on how to place your wire, net, port or your power and ground. Okay. So we'll be doing for our first exercise here. So it's going to consume approximately around 50 minutes. But I don't think you'll, because this is your first approach of using the software. So it might take about 50 minutes lah. But we'll do it together, don't worry. I'll show you the steps on how to design them. But once you are familiar with the software, when you are starting answering your task, then it will only consume about, I don't know, 20 minutes is the top lah, 20 minutes, then you should already be able to complete them lah. Okay. Okay, exercise 1, the instruction, redraw the given circuit on page 24. So this one, using Altium Designer. And then number 2, modify the description on properties of header 2. Okay, you'll be having this component here with the name of header 2. So modify the description here. And then what do you have to do with the modification is to include your last 4-digit ID number. Okay, for example here 5782 is the ID number. So for me, my number is 522143. So 2143 with my last 4 digits lah. As well as for you, you have your ID number. So you just put your last 4 ID number on the description of header 2 for your circuit here. Okay, so we'll do it together. Okay, I'm on the correct path. I am on the correct exercise project and exercise 1 schematic. Okay, so we look for the components as shown in this diagram. So we have diode 1N4148. Okay, so just go to libraries and then click on, for example, diode. Okay, so you'll have list of diodes here. Okay, so you can start looking for them lah. Basically, you're using this one, 4148, right? I'll zoom in. So diode 1N4148. So this is the diode lah, but you can basically find it from here. Contohnya 4148. There. Okay, so just drag them. Place them anywhere that you want lah. Okay, I'll zoom them as well. And then what else do you have? Resistor 1. How many of resistors? 1. Okay, only 1. So look for resistors. There, resistor 1 with these symbols. Okay, so these symbols depends lah which symbols that you are using. I'll drag up this place a bit. Okay, so there. Resistor 2 is like this. Okay, resistor 3 is like that. So it is up to you. Okay, resistor 1 and resistor 2 basically they are the same thing. It's just the symbol. So or how you want to use them. Okay. This is the diagram here is that the symbols here is the body of the component. The symbols here is the symbols of the component. Okay, but basically they are the same thing. Don't worry about the values because this software is not executable. Means that it is not you cannot simulate this software. Okay, so it means that for the value of the resistor, let it be. Dia akan tulis sini 1K, tak apa. Okay, just place them. Because while later on, you can change the value here. But still, it won't affect the component. Because we are not simulating anything here. What we are going to do is just to draw them. Okay, jangan risau. So, value you boleh ubah anytime here. Okay. Resistor. Okay, value here. Kita boleh ubah Alright, so don't worry about them because you might be using 4.7K resistor, but dekat sini you tengok tak ada, semua 1K, 1K, 1K. Okay, so you started to panic. Tak ada lah pula 4.7K. Alright, semuanya 1K je, but don't worry. Okay, because we are not simulating. We are only drawing. Alright, and then what else do you have? Okay, you have LED 0, cap, pole, and then cap. So cap, 2 of them, pole capacitor 2. So 2 cap pole, 1 LED. So just add them lah. Okay, LED. Okay, LED 0, 1, whichever that you want to use, they are the same thing lah. LED, and then cap, pole. Okay. Make sure you drag 2 of them. And then just cap. Okay. You can what you call it? you can identify the components that you're using. You're using the correct component just by looking at the symbols here lah. Okay. So example here, this is normal capacitor for cat pole. Then it is okay. Dia punya line to line sikit. Okay, you have variable. Okay, just make sure you are choosing the correct one. Itu je. Okay, two of them. And then what else? You have this 7805 ACT. You have power. You have ground. You have VCC. And then you have header. So look for header first lah. Okay, libraries. It is not in device. Header is in connectors. If I'm not mistaken. Just type in header. Look for header 2. So there is it. Place them. And then what else now? Saya pun dah lupa. Power. PWR 2.5. Okay, so drag them out here. And then the last one is your MC7805. Okay, so I'll try to look for them here. MC7805. So I couldn't find it under this name, under the connectors. I'll go into the devices as well. It's not there. So the power management, there. Motorola power management. This is where I can find the MC7805 ACT, which is this one. Okay, so that's why we need this. Kenapa dia di sini? Alamak. Okay, that's why we need this library winter folder. Okay, because some of the components that we'll be using throughout our courses ada dekat dalam ni. Okay, then you have to install them lah. So that's why just now I've shown you on how to install your Motorola power management voltage regulator library. Alright. ACT. Okay, I'll drag them out. Okay. So now you are ready to design your circuit lah. Alright, so what you have to do, just make the arrangement exactly like this lah. Okay, so there are some tricky part with power 2.5 ni, because if you look at the arrangement, so you have the long symbols here and then your variable symbols down here. Okay, so if you look at, okay, so this component, it is not basically at the same, what we call it, same state as how this diagram looks like lah. Okay, so you may rotate them, for example here. Okay, so initially it is like this. Okay, so saya nak ubah dia jadi macam ni, arrow dia ke bawah. So I click on it, I just click on space. Okay, click space dekat you punya laptop tu. Click space, dia boleh pusing lah. Dia bukan rotate tu, dia bukan huruf R kan. Sometimes for software we click on R, dia akan rotate. But this one you have to use tab. Okay, but still it is still not in the same arrangement as this circuit here. Okay, so what you have to do is you double click on them. Okay, double click on the what we call it, on the power just now. Double click, and then down here graphical, you can see this mirrored checked here. You check this mirrored box here. Mirrored maksudnya you terbalikkan dia lah. Then click on OK. Then you will be having this power as how it should be in your circuit lah. Okay, so that is the way how you do it. Any components you can do. You may, okay, you may rotate them. Okay, now in is here, out is here. So if I want to change the direction, click on the components and then click on mirrored. then out will be here, in will be here. So it is basically the arrangement that is up to you, because you are the one who designed them. But when you are doing this, you will not be changing any of the characteristics of the components. Means that in will still be the pin 1 of this component. Ground will be pin 2, out will be pin 3. So let's say if I unmirrored them back, it is still the same. In is pin 1, out is pin 3, ground is pin 2. It will not be changing any characteristics of the components. Don't worry about them. It is just changing the position of the components. So it is important, all right? Because when you are designing your circuits, you have to try to make sure that your circuit is as simple as you can, as neat as you can, as small as you can. Okay, paling simple yang you boleh buat, paling kemas dan paling kecil. Kita tak nak circuit which are large. Because if you are designing your PCB, for example, you want to design a PCB of your final year project, okay, would you prefer your PCB to be the size of A4 paper ataupun just a small post-it paper? Okay, so that is basically up to you. Yang mana you nak, design you kecil atau besar. Of course, we want them to be small. Okay, so it is easier for you to locate them wherever that you want. If you want to put it into your box, into your project and everything, it will not consume space. So this method here of rotating and mirroring the components is very important to make sure that your circuit is as simple as it can be. Okay, you boleh terbalik-terbalikkan dia, you boleh rotate and everything lah. Alright. Okay, now take your time. Now is 8:57. I want you to try to design this circuit as shown here. Okay, I'll show you a little bit lah, because you might be wondering on how to do the connection. So what is the first component? Alamak. What is the first component coming out from power? It will going to be connected to diode 1. Okay, so where is it? Okay, diode. Okay, so it is here, connected to pin number 1. Okay, so okay, so you go on top here. Kenapa ni dia? Alright. So on the tab of the software here, you have a lot of options where you can find, you can click and you can use them. Okay, but to place the connectors, just go to these symbols here, place wire. Okay, so click on it and then klik satu sini, klik satu dekat ujung. That's it. Okay, if you have used multi-sim before, it is the same way lah. It is just, it is not auto place. You kena klik dulu yang ni and then you letak lah macam ni lah. So arrange whichever design that you like lah. So I'll delete this one because it is not in the. Alright, so this is my first connection and then it will be connected to R1. So R1 is vertical. So R1, where is R1? So this is my first resistor. I rotate them and then place connection, and then what else? It will goes to LED, which is here, this one. Okay, I rotate until it is placed as how it should looks like, and then place again your. Okay, so that is how you place your wire lah. Okay, and then I'm missing the ground and the VCC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grounds and then 1 VCC. So click on this symbols here. That is ground. Okay, so I'll place them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 VCC on top of the circuit. Alright, so ground will be connected where? On the power, okay, pin number 2, which will be going to ground. Mana tadi? Oh, ni. So just place wire connecting to ground, and then you may remove. Okay, you can move the component to make sure that they are not consuming too much spaces. Alright, so this is my second ground going to my LED. Sorry. Okay, right. So I want you to try to design this circuit. Okay, so I'll give you about this. Now 9:01. Now it's 9:01. So I'll give you about 15 minutes until 9:15. Try to complete this circuit. Okay, you may try now. Okay guys, you guys done? Guys, boleh ke? Boleh ke tak boleh? Senyap je ni, dengar ke tak ni?
Okay, sir.
Okay
Okay.
Alright. So it should look something like this lah. Alright, just you may arrange them as how you like, but just make sure the connection is correct. Okay, tak ada masalah. You nak letak capacitor ni ke atas ke, VCC ni yang nak ubah pergi sini ke, it doesn't matter. You nak terbalikkan header belah sini, power belah sini pun tak ada masalah. There are no problems with that. Just make sure the connection is correct. Itu sahaja. Okay, and then the next steps of exercise 1, where is it? Alamak, saya dah exercise tu ni. Okay, this one. Modify the description on properties of header 2 to include your last 4-digit ID number. Okay, so you click on this header 2. Okay, under the description here, dia nama dia header, 2 pin. Okay, so after 2 pin, you just add the last 4 digits of your ID. So mine is 21432143. So if your number is, for example, whatever number 1111 at the last 4 digit of it, so just put the last 4 digit here. Okay, the reason why is this step is important is just to make sure that all of the circuits that you'll be doing and then that you'll be submitting to me are the circuits that have been done by you. Okay, means that this thing is yours. This, for example, this circuit here, this is mine. Okay, so I put my ID number here. So I'll be checking each of your circuit later on when you submit to me if you did put these things. So please don't forget to put your last 4 digits on the description of any of the component that I'll instruct you later on lah. Okay, saya akan beritahu. Okay, for example, like this one, the second circuit here. Okay, at the LED description, put your ID number. So please put your ID number. Okay, if you miss that part, it will cause of some mark deduction. So make sure you follow all the instruction as given to you lah. Okay, so means that this is done lah. As for now, as for your first exercise, you have done your first circuit. So they are pretty similar with the one that you can find in my notes here. Alright. So just save them lah. File, save. Make sure you save. Okay. Make sure it is not red anymore. The files here. For my exercise, it is still red. Means that it is not saved yet. Okay. So file, you have save project here. Save project as. No. So just right click on exercise 1 and then save project. Okay, so make sure that, for example, if I do some adjustment, okay, so I did some adjustment here. As you can see now, my file icon here is modified. Okay, open or modified. So it is red colored. So it means now, if it is still red, it is not saved yet. So click save just to make sure that it turns black or whatever color it is here lah, green or black here. Okay, kalau dia still merah, maksudnya dia belum save. Okay, so this is your circuit. You have done it. You have complete your first exercise, your first circuit for Altium. Okay, but there are steps that we are missing here, which don't worry about them. We will do it when we are attempting on designing our PCB later on. Okay, so what I can tell you that are still missing here is the number and the name of each component. Okay, for example here for D. So kalau you tengok, the name is D and then question marks. Resistor 1, R question mark, C question mark, D question mark, P question mark. Okay, dia punya annotation dia semuanya still question mark. Okay, yang mana supposedly if you look at this diagram, they are characterized by their own number. D1, R1, C1, C2, C3, C4, P1, U1, D2, J1. Okay, so there are steps where you can do them just by using one command. It will change everything, or you can do them manually lah. For example, this one I want to name it as D1. So double click on the symbols, just change to D1. So it will change the name to D1. Okay, so this is R1. This is C1. This is D2. Okay, make sure they are different. Example here, there are two diodes. You have one for 148 and one LED. If you mistakenly name them using the same name, for example, this one also you accidentally named it as D1. So later on, when you are converting this schematic diagram into PCB, it will be totally wrong in terms of these two components here. So what actually happens here, if you name them as same, using the same name for diode 4148 and LED, D1 and D1, so the compiler will assume that after the power, the connection will go to D1 and then will goes to R1. And then it will goes to D1, which is supposed to be LED, but it will assume that D1 is still 4148. So it will connected back to here. Sorry, connected back to this diode here. It will not go to LED. Okay, and then it will goes to ground lah. Automatically the ground will be moved somewhere around here. So when you accidentally did that, then your circuit will be wrong. And then when you try to, you design your PCB and then you place all the components, you soldered, and then it will not be functioning well. Okay, so make sure they have different designators lah. Okay, but later on saya akan tunjuk cara nak buat dia automatic, so semua akan bagi nama sendiri. As for now, we do it manually lah. Okay, C2, and then this is U1. Okay, because you have to make sure that you have to make a habit of this thing. Whenever you are designing any circuit, electronic circuit, make sure you give them names. Okay, this is the designator of each component. So that should be a habit of you for engineering students lah. Okay, don't leave them without any specific designator. Okay, now you are done. I'm done. I am hoping that you are also done, which is exactly like the one in your notes here. Okay, so J1, D1, R1, C1, C2, C3, C4. Okay, so this is how it should look like lah. Okay, now my file is red again, so just make sure, click on save to make sure that it is black or green. Saya tak pastilah warna apa ni, black lah, saya assume dia black lah. So means that it is already been saved. There. That is your first circuit. Okay, so means that you have completed this first circuit as shown in the instruction here. Alright, okay, just remember this number 2. Number 2, please don't forget them. I will give you the instruction. Each time you do your task of your assignment or your practical test, I will instruct you where to put your last 4 digit of your ID number. Any of the components lah. Right? Okay. This should not exceed to the 25 minutes lah, but I don't think you will be needing about that long lah, because this is about, I think 10-15 minutes tops you'll be able to complete them. Okay, so I want you to try this. Design this as your new project. So this is exercise 1. So close. Where is it? Close project. Right? Here. Okay. When you are designing a new project, you are designing new schematic, just make sure that it's okay. Like we are using the same. No. I don't want you to use the same because I named them as exercise 1. So we have to create another project, name exercise 2. So just you have to remove this one first, so that it will not get across which is with each other later on lah. So right click on exercise dot project PCB and then click on close project. So the project will be deleted from your project, but it is still where you save them. You can find them. Okay. So macam saya pergi balik dekat sini S121 exercise 1. So there is my file, my project and my schematic. So don't worry about deleting them. It is still here. Okay, so we proceed with the second one. File, new project. Name them as project 2. Exercise 2. And then under the same location on my desktop just now, click on OK. Then you have exercise 2.project PCB. File, new schematic. Okay, save the project, yeah. Save as exercise 2 for the schematic. Okay, and then save your project as well. Okay, now you are done with the initial part, and then you need to design this circuit. Okay, so I want you to try to design this circuit. Okay, so shouldn't take more than 15 minutes lah. So now 9:30, so 9:45, I'll discuss with you on the design here. Right?
Sir. Sir.
Ya.
Saya nak tanya kenapa kalau saya nak install yang library Motorola tu kan, yang library 2 asal tu dia jadi colour merah?
Jadi color merah. So dia tak ada lah. Komponen dia tak ada
Dia jadi hilang dekat library. Dia macam antara tahu jadi salah satu je.
Should be no problem sepatutnya tu. Cuba you delete dulu yang the two libraries tu. Connectors dengan miscellaneous devices tu. Lepas tu you try install balik.
Okay.
Supposedly should be no problem sebenarnya sebab normally yang library kita punya library yang default tu sepatutnya memang ada je. Tapi kalau tak ada tu you cuba delete kan macam saya buat tadi, remove, lepas tu cuba masukkan balik. Kalau tak boleh juga nanti beritahu, mungkin dia kena ada dalam folder yang sama ke apa, so kita akan try buat lah nanti.
Okay, faham.
Alright.
Nak tanya.
Ya.
Yang IC NE555 ni, nak cari dekat library mana kan? Sebab kita orang jumpa dekat Texas Instrument.
Dia memang Texas Instrument punya.
Dan nak ambil yang tu NE555N.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Alright. Guys, sekejap pasal NE555 tu dia ada banyak company, tapi tak apalah, nanti saya saya cuba nak tunjukkan you all cara nak cari tu, tapi it is slowing my laptop down lah, so saya stop je lah, malas lah saya nak ni. So during this time sebenarnya saya nak beritahu kat you all bila dah siap nanti, saya nak tunjuk je macam mana nak cari NE555 tu. Tapi dia sangat melembabkan saya punya laptop. So saya stop je lah. Okay, NE555 ni is a timer circuit sebenarnya. There are a lot of companies which you can use you can use their libraries in terms of components yang you nak pakai. So you boleh cari dekat sini sebenarnya, tapi dia lambat lah, laptop saya ni laptop lama, so tak sanggup saya nak tunggu. Okay, basically you can find a lot of companies yang pakai, but macam one of your friend told you just now, dia jumpa dekat dalam Texas kan. And then macam yang the one that I've been using ni, saya pakai daripada ST Analog. So mana ya? ST Analog timer circuit. Okay, so you pergi dekat library tadi ni, available libraries. Make sure dekat library Winter Online, install from file, and then click on Motorola pula. Click on ST Microelectronics, open ST Analog timer circuit, and then open. Once dah ada, click close. You boleh type NE555 dekat ST Analog Timer. There, dia ada dekat sini. Okay, so you may find them there lah. Okay, that is I think this is the easiest way for you to look lah. But don't worry, later on, in terms of any components which are not available, the libraries are still not available in your libraries. Later on, saya akan beritahu. Okay, please install this library. So you look that libraries into you look for the libraries in the library winter online folder. Okay, but kalau tak ada tu means that don't worry lah, because you can find, boleh cari sebenarnya dekat sini, tekan search, okay, name and then contains whatever the things. Okay, NE 555N. Okay, and then make sure path, click on library path dekat library winter and then click search. It will find, dia akan cari sampai jumpa, but kalau laptop you laju then it is okay lah. Laptop saya ni 4-5 tahun lepas, so RAM pun 4GB, so agak berat lah. Tadi saya buat pun saya dah tak boleh nak gerak apa-apa. Okay, so you may find them there lah. But I'll make it short for you. Just go to cari ST analog timer circuit and then NE555N is in there. So this is the circuit lah. This is the component. Okay, just to show you something regarding this circuit here. There are two things that has been added into this circuit which you are not introduced yet. The first one is net, which is this one, okay? Place net label, or the second one is this yellow thingy here, which is known as port. Okay, first one, you use net if you have any of the connection of in your circuit which will have multiple path, multiple connection or crossover. Okay, sama ada connection tu akan pergi kepada 2-3 connection ataupun connection tu akan jadi, dia akan cross dengan connection lain. Okay, for example this one, from pin 5 to go to capacitor of 0.01 nanofarad, microfarad. Okay, so here, pin 5 to go to this capacitor here. So if you look at this diagram, it is connected directly. Yes, memang dia dikonekkan secara direct, tak ada masalah. But once you have designed them, here from trigger of pin 2, which is connected to resistor 1 4.7K. So pin 2, pin berapa? Resistor 4.7K, pin 2, okay, trigger, yes. Alamak. Moment ya, pin 2 pergi situ ke? This is 4.7, this is 1K. R port pergi ke 1K, sorry. Okay, so this is 1K So just okay, from okay, from pin 2, which will be connected to this resistor here, I have create the connection earlier. Saya buat dulu daripada resistor ni 1K masuk kepada pin 2. And then this resistor also connected to pin 6. So we check, is it correct? So here, resistor 1 connected to pin 6 and pin 2. So saya masukkan kepada output of the R1 of 1K to pin 6 and pin 2. Now, these two connection, okay, will isolate pin 5 punya connection. Dia akan menyebabkan pin 5 ni akan ada dia akan ada crossover with either of the connection lah, either to pin 6 or pin 2, where this pin supposedly connected to capacitor of 0.01 microfarad. So this one. Okay, so you shouldn't simply just, for example here, you make a connection something like that. Sorry. Okay, ataupun you buat macam ni. Okay, you should not what we call it, practice this type of connection. Okay, because why now the connection from pin 5 to 0.01 microfarad of capacitor is crossing two other connections of pin 6 to resistor and then port A to what we call this potentiometer, R potentiometer, resistor boleh laras. Okay, dekat sini dia ada crossover, sini ada crossover. So this is not a good practice. Okay, we don't want any crossover in our design. So this is where you can use net for your connection. So this is, okay, how do I do it? I'll just click on net, place them here, and then change the, you may change the net properties here. Dekat sini saya dah ada X tadi. Okay, saya tukarlah dia jadi, dalam diagram dia pakai apa? CB. Okay, so I'll name it as C lah now. I'll name it as C. Okay. Oh, there is another one net here. Okay. So this C connection will be connected here. So I'll place another net here to make sure that it is connected together. So I'll click on the net and then choose C. So now the connection will be available between pin 5 and capacitor 0.01 microfarad. Okay, but it is not shown here lah, because it will only be there will be hole here and another hole here, so there will be connections which will be connected through your ground plane. So don't worry about them. Okay, we do this just to ensure that we want to avoid any crossovers and we want to make our circuit become simpler. All right, and then there is another one from pin 2 going to 10 microfarad. So pin 2 going to this one, this capacitor, 10 microfarad of 10 volt capacitor. Okay, so it is already connected to this line here, but you can, of course, you can do connection like this. Okay, it is okay, no problem. So it is just that in this part here, I want to show you on how to use net. So I'll place another net for the connection of pin 2 to capacitor 10 microfarad. So I name them as B. And then make sure this is B as well. Choose B. So now, okay, theoretically, there are connections between pin 5 and 0.01 microfarad capacitor and pin 2 with 10 microfarad capacitor. So that is the net connection. All right, and then there is another one which is port here, A to A port. Okay, so that is from the potentiometer connected to the 4.7K. So we look into the diagram, where is it? So here, for pin 7, which is connected to 4.7K. So pin 7 connected to 4.7K, and then supposedly there is another connection like this. Okay? Kenapa ni? Okay. Supposedly there is another connection like this lah. Okay, but if you did it like this, then it is okay. No problem. And there is nothing wrong with it. But the purpose of exercise 2 is to show you on how to use the port here. Okay, so click port, place them somewhere on the schematic there. Double click on it, make sure that the IO type is bidirectional. So means that the connection is in both part. So dekat sini ada connection, dekat sini ada direction. Kalau you letak output, then dia akan ada satu saja. Macam tu saja. Main connection dia keluar dekat sini. We want this port to be bidirectional so that dia akan tajam dekat dua-dua belah lah. So sini tajam, sini pun tajam. Right? So you place them here and then create the connection and then place another one somewhere here. Right? And then bidirectional as well. And then make the connection again. And then give it a name. So I name it as A lah. Okay, and then this one as well, change it to A. So now, theoretically, between the potentiometer and the 4.7K, which is connected between the pin 7 of your timer, is connected together. Okay, so if you look into the usage of these two, net and this port, okay, why we are using them is basically it helps in making sure that you have a neat circuit. Your circuit will not become too messy, too large, too many connections, okay? To make them look simpler, look nice, neat, okay? So you can use these things, either net or you can use port, so that is up to you lah. Alright, macam sini, let's say this net C ni saya tak nak guna sini. Saya nak pakai, let's say I want to use port. No problem. I can use port here. Okay, so just place them here. And then create a connection. Okay, and then I name it as bidirectional. I name it as C, just now. C, okay. Okay, now pin 5 has no connection yet because this is net, this is port, so they are different things. So you have to make sure it is using the same connection. Okay, so bidirectional, and then I name it as B as well. C, sorry. Okay, and then I rotate. Alright, and then I make the connection here. Then it's okay. So now the pin 5 of the timer and the capacitor of 001, there are connections between them. Okay, just to make these two things, nets and port is actually helping you in making sure that your circuit is neat. Okay, that is the function lah. Alright, so that is why if you look into this exercise 2, dia punya solution, dia pakai dua-dua. Dia pakai port dan dia pakai net. Okay guys, okay or not? Guys, macam mana? Okay ke? Dapat ke? Tak faham ke?
Dapat,
Okay,
saya
sir.
dapat.
Sedang mencuba lagi.
Apa dia?
Okey, sir.
Tadi tu apa? Apa lagi?
Tengah cuba lagi.
Cuba lagi. Okay, very good. Normal lah tu because this is your first time. Of course, you need some exercise, you need some practice lah. Okay, but don't worry. You can try to design both tasks again. Cuba buat balik. And then you can refer to my notes or this video. I'm recording this video now. So once dah dapat publish, nanti I will share with you in the VLE for your reference. So you boleh check dekat VLE nanti video yang saya record hari ni. Macam mana nak buat exercise 1 dengan exercise 2 ni. Okay or not guys?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
sir.
so
Okay,
macam
sir.
let's say you are done, then make sure you save lah. Jangan ada merah-merah ni. Okay, now you have 2 exercises lah. Okay, I'll close this one first. Close project. So I'll check in my folder. So S121, I have 2 exercises now. Exercise 1, the one that we did just now. And then exercise 2 is the one with the pot and the net just now. Okay, so I think that's it for today. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask me. You may ask me through WhatsApp, you can call me, or whichever way that you like. Okay, but later on when the video has already been published, then I will share it in the, saya akan share dekat sini lah. I will share it under my lecture nanti. So you may refer back to the video for you to try both exercises of today lah. Okay. Alright, so I think that's it for today. I'll download the attendance list for today from here lah. Okay, I prefer to, kenapa dia tak download ni? I prefer to use this download this attendance here lah. It is much more easier. Belum. Oh, okay, dah banyak dah. Okay, so this is my attendance lah. Okay, macam ni kan, Nabilah dia ada join, dia ada left. So don't worry, sebab everything is recorded. So you don't have to worry about them lah. Okay, kalau you ada problem internet, of course dia akan macam tu, kejap-kejap terkeluar. Okay, so I'll take the attendance from here. So don't worry about them. Nanti you kata you terkeluar, you takut nanti attendance you zero. No. It is recorded in here, so I'll just use this thing lah. Okay. Alright guys, I think I'll end the session here. Inshallah I'll see you on Thursday. Okay, so Thursday for our next class. Right? So if you have any question, guys?
No, sir.
No, okay, so I'll end the class here. Inshallah I'll see you on Thursday. Right? Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning.
Thank you, sir.
Salam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, welcome. Bersama.